everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 52 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where today I hooked my power back up. Everybody in the comments in last episode in the video were like, Dire, you forgot your flux point. And I logged in today and it was in my inventory and I'm like, you are correct. The other thing I also forgot to set was the output to be pushed top again. So I had a handful of ores sitting in this orange slot. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. But it, you know, what are these guys doing here? Mushroom soldiers, no. No mushroom soldiers, bad. Bad mushroom soldiers. And I appreciate the loots, but what's hitting me? Ah, there he is. Dude, it's hard to see these little pixies with the snowy from the basalt deltas effect. They're hard to see. And hey, look, another mushroom guy. Hey, no sneaking up and attacking me, buddy. Hooray! No more mob. Goodbye, evil pixie elf monster. So, today's episode, I'd like to, tell me what you guys think of this plan. I'd like to potentially start the concepts of a frame digging machine. So, you guys have seen me make stuff like this in the past, but I want to go create. And this is kind of the first time I'm doing something like this with Create, so it's definitely going to be complicated. So I think what I'd like to do is start with the basics of how this is going to work, and then move into putting it all together, right? So like the basics of how it's going to work is we're going to build like a little basic platform that moves. Very simple, very straightforward. And once we've got the platform that moves, then we can start building stuff on it that I think will be valuable to have. And we can play with some of the timings and some of the other stuff. So what I've been doing, as you can see in my inventory, I've been getting a couple things from Create. You know, we might need some gearboxes, we might need some linear chassis, we might need a handful of chassis. So we should get like some radials for sure, and some linears for sure. We'll just get a bunch of them. That seems like a cool plan. We're also gonna need the piston things. Right, so we're going to want some sticky pistons. Let's get like 10 of those. Let's get 10 regular pistons on top of that. I don't know, maybe 128 piston shafts might be a cool time, right? So just getting a bunch of stuff auto-crafted seems like a good time to me. And then the plan is, let's see if we can figure out how to make a moving frame platform. Because what I'd like is a frame platform that can move forward in a direction and drill downwards as well. So we're also going to want for this thing probably a vanilla chest for now, just in case iron chests is being funky. You can see I got some smooth stone for some stuff. I'm probably going to build this right next to my base. I'm not going to do too much with it. Let's see, do we have drills? We do. Give me like 10 of those bad boys. Sounds like a good old time. And what else might we want from Create? Probably some shafts, right? We might want bells. I'm not sure. We'll find out. We'll probably want the sticky glue, super glue stuff. That might be a cool thing to have. And I guess we go like, that's good. Is that good for here? I think that's enough. That's kind of the plan. I think that looks good to me. So what I think I'll do is not too far away from my base. Right? Like relatively close by, I'm going to start building this as a proof of concept. Okay? As a proof of concept, I'm going to be building this. So this is not where this is going to live forever. This is where this is going to live for like the next episode or two as I design the basic gist of how this is going to work. Now, you might be wondering why. Because I decided I want to, on camera, come up with how this is going to work rather than do it in a test world. Sometimes what I might have done is spend like an hour or two in a test world just playing around and coming up with a cool mechanic, but I thought it might be cool for you guys to see me doing that live. So what I'll do is I'll build that cool mechanic live, you know, and I thought that might be fun. You let me know. You let me know. So what I'm going to do is a quick build to me of boop. Invalid block Minecraft air. There we go. Boop. And then we're going to want a surface mode. Horizontal wall mode, actually. That should be cool. And that works for me. So that's going to kind of be the basis of my frame platform. So let's see if we can figure out how to make this whole thing move forward one. Now, in theory, what we're going to want are linear chassis, right? And we definitely want some super glue. So if I put super glue in my offhand, that should be cool. And now if we look at these with the wrench from Create, which I should have gotten, because we don't super need our mechanism wrench at the moment, we should see this is a range of 8. Is that right? Looks right. Linear chassis, range of 8. Why am I not seeing the overlay, though? Shouldn't I be seeing an overlay? Thought so. Thought so. Well, we'll play with it. We'll figure it out. Right, so you're all sticky to that. You should be moving that whole platform forward. I'm doing this right? And then what we're going to want is the sticky piston facing away from me. So the other thing we're going to need is some power, right? So let's get a flywheel placed here. Oop. And I'm hoping that this is going to work. I'm going to actually place it that way. And then I want my furnace here with this guy here. Cool. And remember, you want to have your super glue in your offhand so it glues everything. And then we want our external heater. Let's say here. That sound fair? And can you... I don't know that you can on this one. I might need the hammer. Or the wrench. No, is it hammer? Yeah, engineer's hammer. And remember, this is just proof of concepting. Just proof of concepting and a flux point. Flux point provides energy to adjacent blocks. Takes from network. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, are you going to connect there and behave yourself? Sweet. And a lever. So don't forget this here, and then the lever here. And that should get you running. Are you too close? Are you too close? I thought I gave you that block. Oh, you know what? It does that. Right. Okay. So yeah, we need another gap here. Technically, I don't think I want the glue here. It doesn't hurt. Let's just be clear about that. It won't hurt to have the glue. What I'm going to do is remove the glue and use another linear chassis. Just to make sure everything's kind of the same. Alright, so you, though, should be glued. Cool. Alright. And then we can have Mr. Flywheel. Perfect. Perfect. Look at that. Alright, cool. Now, let's get you shaft, gearbox. We might need a couple vertical gearboxes. We'll find out. And I want to see how well this whole structure moves, right? I think that would be cool to know. Actually, I probably want my vertical gearbox here. And then my vertical gearbox here. Cool. Okay. That looks good. Now let's remember how this set up. I'm still not sure why you aren't showing the white overlays, because you kind of should be. Am I missing something here? You should be, right? I think so. Because over here that's working, right? Yeah, so you can see the white overlays here. See them? Yeah, why ain't that working? So you're a gear shift. Let's get a redstone gear shift on this thing so we can reverse this. Right? So gear shift. Just a regular gear shift will do. Because then I can control it manually. So that guy is when receiving redstone signal equals reverse. So let's see what happens here. Not quite sure how this will behave. Yeah, not super great. What I might need to do is not have you guys connected. Well, we'll see. Hang on. All right, so I think we don't want certain parts of this connected up, right, with glue. So I'm going to hold off on the glue for a minute and have my other vertical gearbox here, right? And then we will glue it up. Well, maybe not. Hold on. Let's see. If I just do this, and we had the sticky mechanical piston like that, with these guys back here, and then we did glue my lever to this thing. Let's see if this wants to behave. I would expect that to work. No? Because what I would expect to happen is this whole thing get pushed forward, including this guy, because he's glued. Right? Vertical gearbox. Yeah, I thought that would work. Let's try this. Hang on. Aha! We've got something happening. Something happened! Now, can I push you back? I can. Okay, well that's cool. So something happened. But I'm not quite sure what. Let's take our glue off here for a minute. See, that makes sense. Though I don't know why you're doing that. You shouldn't really be getting stuck like that, right? Let me remove these two and try that again. That looks cool. Alright. So that's partial. Maybe what I should... Well... Because I really wanted these guys to go along with it. Yeah. So now... Why wouldn't you guys work? Because in theory that should work. I would think. Alright, toying with this, I'm wondering if it's... I can't move the engines that are sourcing the power to this piston. I was hoping I could, and that it would, like, move it one block forward and then disconnect. But that might not be doable. So I might need two engines here, but we'll see, right? So I'm going to map this out a little bit, but the basic gist will be as follows. Cool. And then you can be... So I don't want any of you guys glued at the moment. At the moment. I might kind of want you glued. I don't know, let's see, hang on. So you should be here with this in the offhand. I want you glued like that. And then you can be one forward. No, not this. These guys. One of these. Okay? Because that's all you're going is one forward, right? Now, I don't want them connected to any of this, right? But I do want them connected on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is have bottom guys here, right? And then you can be boop, boop. And that should be cool, I think. And then we're going to want a gearbox like that. And then we could probably have something like this. And then I do want in my offhand now ready to go. We're going to want the flywheel here. That seems pretty good, right? And then the one block space. And then we're going to want the furnace here. We're going to want this guy here. And that's all connected and good. And then we're going to want the external heater here with the flux point here. And then the lever here, keeping that thing running. Cool. Good times. All right. So let's see if this thing's going to behave a little bit, right? So that'll be following behind it. So what we're going to have then is I'm going to actually break you, have a gear shift here, and then I do want... I might want this to be a button, but we'll see. Okay, well that's cool. That's cool. I like that. Now, why are you being silly about this? Because you guys should all be pretty cool with your lengths and everything. I just want to make sure this moves the whole thing forward. The whole thing. Why do you not move the whole thing back? You should. Because once you get up there... And I also don't like that it's not, you know, showing me all the stuff. That's weird. Alright, so I probably want to change up one or two things here. What I'm thinking is this guy should be a normal mechanical piston. Okay. With this guy. Like that. So now when I push you forward, that's good. And then I retract this. That's good. Cool. All right, and then what we want to do is pull this whole thing forward from here, basically. So let me get another set of these things, and we'll be right back. All right, making, hooray, a furnace engine. So that would be you, and that should be everything I need. So let's try and hook this up here and see if I can pull from here this platform forward one, and that would be neat, right? So to make that happen, we're going to want a sticky piston. I want to glue this here. And then I'd like a sticky piston kind of facing out here-ish. But facing me, right? And you get one piston extension pole. Boom, right? And basically what I want it to do is move forward, grab those blocks, and pull them in. And if everything's connected properly, which hopefully it is, then we'll be good, right? That's my thoughts. I may need to glue all the components together underneath. I may need to super glue them. I might need more super glue in a minute, but let's actually do this. Yeah, because I might need all the blocks underneath to be super glued because I'm not using... That should be fine, right? And then as long as I'm super glued, we should be gluing each piece as we place these, which we can validate pretty quickly here. And then you need a lever still, because a lever broke off when I broke that. Cool. So if I break this, we should see super glue under here, right? So these pieces should all be connected now, right? Everything should be connected, and that's cool. That should be good. All right. So now what we want, let's have our furnace engine, you know, somewhere around here. I don't think it super matters where. And this doesn't have to be here. Maybe you could be more centralized. That might be cool. Like, what if we put you here? And we did this with this guy here. And we're going to need more super glue in like a second, so I might as well make some super glue. See, this is why we're doing this kind of, you know, piece by piece. Because I want you guys to see where I'm failing and learning from it. Because I think that helps a lot with you guys seeing the process. Hopefully you agree. We'll find out in the comments. We will find out very quickly whether or not you all agree with that assessment. But, so then we want a block space here. We're going to want the furnace. Didn't I make one? I did make one. I just didn't grab it. Here. So that the furnace engine can go here. Break that, and then you're good. Cool. And then I'm going to need another flux point, right? Get one of them bad boys. And yeah, I guess that's fine. For now, we're just doing the basics. We might wind up rearranging this to be more efficient, but really the goal here is to kind of understand how everything works. And if everything works, that's probably another very important piece, right? So that gets you rolling, and then you can do shafts, right? With a gearbox. Actually, those shafts should be glued. So we want a gearbox and shafts. Boop. Boop. And then we need the redstone-y thing. What are they called again? Gear shift? Yeah. Sweet. Now, rubber meets the road time. You ready? Oh, hello. Inchworm drive. Yeah? Yeah? In case you're unclear on how this works, you ready? Watch. Push forward. Turn off. Push back. Turn. Aha! Haha. Hang on. Yes. See? There you go. There's an Inchworm drive from Create. How cool is that? How cool is that? And it works, actually. It's really working. Everything's working. How great is that? All right. There's the basics. That's step one. So like I said, I wasn't sure if I could push the platform that was generating the rotational thrust. That's what I was trying at the beginning, because I wanted to see if I could like push it away, have it disconnect something, and then have it reconnect later. But what you really need is like I've done here, which is basically two Inchworm drives, right? You like two generators on two separate platforms to make your Inchworm drive, right? So we can very easily, you know, so like you want to be on, and we can totally like speed these up a little bit if we want, right? So right now they're running at the slowest possible speeds. We could definitely speed them up, because remember, the speed at which the piston move is dependent upon the speed of rotation of things. So if we got some, you know, adjustable chain gear shifts and all that, we could make this a little bit faster. So you need that guy, sequenced gear shift, adjustable chain gear shift, right? That's what we want, the adjustable chain gear shift. And then, what are the other things called? Are they just gear shifts, or are they something else? I always forget. So I have to reference up here what I did. Encased chain drive. Encased chain drive. Right? So what we can do, if we want, is to speed this up a little bit. I'm just curious, like now it's just testing, right? Testing what the mechanics look like. But what we could do is have an encased so we could have the encased chain drive here. Here. A lever that's always on, and that should be making you run faster. Okay. And then you can go into my gear shift, or my gear box here, here, and then gear shift that guy. And now you're going to run a little bit faster. See how much fast? You like that's twice as fast, basically, right? And then we can do something similar here. Right? So what we can have is a gear shift, encase chain drive lever on. So you're running faster now. And then we want our gearbox with U and U. Right? Noticeably faster, yes? And we can do some kind of redstone-y contraption to make one trigger the other. So your redstone contracts from create, or contacts, redstone contacts from create. I'm gonna make a couple of these guys, hopefully. Two should really be all I need, but check these guys out. They emit a redstone signal when their blocks are touching. So there's a contact point here, okay? And what we could have is then there. So see how there's a redstone signal being emitted here? Which I should be able to detect. With some vanilla redstone. Okay. So see how it's emitting a redstone signal right now, right? So now if I were to do boop, see no more redstone? And then when they're connected, there is a redstone. So what might make sense is to detect that and invert it. That might be cool. That might be cool. So let's do that. Let's see. Do we have a NOT gate from create? I know redstone torch is a NOT gate. I know that. I'm just asking for a friend. Because there are some things. So there's a pulse repeater, an adjustable repeater, adjustable pulse repeater, powered latch, powered toggle. All right, cool. So what we might just do is a quickie redstone torch. This is my question. Well, what I might want is a pulse repeater. Right? Adjustable pulse repeater. A pulse repeater with a configurable delay. I think we want pulse repeater. So this is an adjustable repeater. Adjustable pulse repeater. I want to see what this does. Ugh, with the rain. Always with the rain. But let's see, I'm pretty sure I know what this does. You're going to emit a redstone pulse. Let's make it 20 ticks or 1 second after you receive a redstone signal. So what this should do is emit, and I really don't need the super glue. Boop. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Yeah, I think we'll probably just want a NOT gate. Would probably be what we want. So when you're on, you're in, right? So actually, we might want... What did I break? Clearly something. Alright, so let's just see if we can fix that. So you're going to go here. And again, this is all just semi-temporary-ish. Right? So now you're going to be the sticky piston, which is facing towards me. like that. Actually, you may not need a redstone because it's actually the opposite of what we want. So I do this, and that should be cool. Now watch this. Watch what happens when I decide that this should move away, right? The redstone signal breaks, and it does the thing. How cool is that? Now I need you to reverse at this point, right? So he extended it out, but I need him to reverse. So a little bit of redstone-y logic might go a long way towards making this work. But you see how it's going to work, right? Okay. So just to demonstrate again, I hit this lever, and it's going to go back. Now I want this lever to go off, and this one to go on, and we're reconnected. Cool? So that's part of the automation there. So what I want to do is combine probably a latch and a couple other things. But the pieces are there, right? And that's the point. That's the point of doing this build on camera, is we're finding the pieces that we need to put together and then putting them together. So we started off thinking there would just be one. Now we've got two engines. We've got the redstone contraption bit coming together now. So I want you guys to see the process of taking a big problem and breaking it down into smaller pieces so that you can better understand, you know, how to do this, how to break these problems down, right? So how about we do this? Let's wrap up the episode here. And what I'm going to do is look into a little bit of redstone-y contraption-iness, because what we want is basically to detect when this redstone signal occurs. We want to turn off this redstone for like a second and then turn it back on, is what we want to do. So when you're broken, off, wait a second, on. And that's it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we can put those pieces together with some of what Create gives us. Between the latches, right? So basically, I'm going to want a latch with a delay, right? And that's a pulse delay. But then we can also combine that with powered latch, right? Powered latch, powered toggle latch. What's the difference? A lever that can be controlled by redstone signals. A signal on the back enables it. A signal from the side will reset it. A lever that can be toggled by redstone pulse. So yeah, there's a couple different ways we can handle this. But generally speaking, like what we're probably going to have is something like this, where let's say we had a button, right? A button, and you're just going to be on for a second, right? And subsequent ons do nothing, right? And then that's going to turn it off, and subsequent offs do nothing, okay? So something along those lines is what we're going to want, combined with pulses, right? So we might want our adjustable pulse repeater here, so that see how quickly this went? So if I use a redstone signal here, you'll get a better understanding of why I might want a pulse repeater. So even though this is on for like 2 seconds, it just pulses instantly, right? And then what we could probably have is something like a repeater. Looping into like this, okay? And then your repeater, pulse repeater, now you're just a pulse repeater. Hang on, I want the other repeater. Adjustable repeater. Right? Let's say I wanted you to last for a second. Look, I'm building the contraption on camera, right? But here it is. This is basically it, right? Redstone signal's on, right? This would be a not gate or something like that. But basically, okay, it's off, right? Hit the button, it's on for a second, and then it's off. And I can make this stay on for as long as I want. So if I want it on for 4 seconds, I just do that, and then it's on for 4 seconds, and then it's off. How cool is that? How cool is that? Right? There's probably a couple tweaks I might need to make this circuit, but that's the gist. That's the gist of how this circuit's going to work, right? So we do something like that up on the frame machine, and then we're cool, right? I mean, I feel like we're cool. All right, wrapping up point. Daryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and do something like this up on the frame machine. And basically I want to get this to the point where press button equals move forward once. So I literally want to have a thing where I can press a button and this will move forward 1 block. And that should be doable with all the pieces I've shown you here. We just have to put them together. All right, that was my signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.